We are part of the greatest nation in the history of the world. And being in Wyoming, being Wyoming Americans, that puts us one step above all the other 49, right? So I tell you, I'm glad to be back in my hometown. I was originally from Laramie, or am originally from, I guess. Now I'm living up in Cody. But I did go through the UW way back when, went through the engineering college, and went into the Marine Corps right after that. And I ended up spending about 20 and a half years of my life in the Marine Corps. Retired as a colonel. I was an aviator, the whole 9 yards, went through Naval War College. But, fortunately I came back to Wyoming. Of course, I wasn't going to leave here anyway. But we ended up moving to Sheridan. And that was primarily because my wife was not a fan of the wind down here in Laramie. Right? Now, she's not from here. We've been married for almost 30 years. We raised 3 wonderful daughters. And but it's so good to be back here, up in Sheridan. But I will tell you, what got me into this whole thing was when Mark Gordon shut this state down 6 years ago. Okay, they were for COVID. And then we had a special session at the end of 2020 where they did nothing to protect our constitutional liberties. And I said, all right, that's it. That's it. You know, so I jumped in the race 4 years ago. And we, you know, a quick 5-month campaign. It was so incredible to see what was going on out there and to listen to all the folks. And this is where I really learned that all across the board, people have a serious distrust in our state government at all levels of our government. And to me, the absolute root of putting us on top, my whole thing is to make Wyoming #1, and the only way to do that is to return Wyoming to the people, but we have got to win the trust of the people. We have to. Trust, my whole time as a commander and my whole adult life's been about leadership, and that's what's been missing in Cheyenne. Principled conservative leadership. And when I talk about principled conservative, I'm talking about someone who has an unwavering belief in individual sovereignty, self-governance, those 2 principles around which our entire Constitution was framed, American exceptionalism, because we are the greatest nation in the history of the world, and absolute truth, because regardless of what anybody says, God makes the rules, and that's just the way it is. And there you go, right? And I tell you, you know, in my prior life as a Marine, witnessing the end state of tyranny, and then coming back to this incredible country and seeing how quickly people are willing to give up their constitutional liberties for false narratives just is heartbreaking. So we have to remember, folks, who we are. Okay, we're Americans. I mean, we are Americans. That's how great we are as Americans. We've got to do that. So when I talk about, you know, returning Wyoming to the people, to me, that's the only way to save this state. Because what we've seen is this state's been sold out by politicians that lack the moral courage to defend our constitutional liberties and protect our state from corporate takeover. We've got corporate welfare rampant in this state right now. We've seen our agriculture's being swallowed up by globalist interests. Taxpayer abuse is rampant. And while we're on that, you know, I was one of the guys that got that ballot initiative across the finish line, right? That's going to be on the November ballot to cut residential property tax by 50% of the assessed value. Folks, vote for it. We got plenty of money out there. We see spending's out of control. Public education is well below where it should be, and few trust our elections. That's what's going on out there. That is what's going on out there. Folks, my objective is to change the paradigm, is to put people first. Okay, to return that principled conservative leadership, accountability, and discipline to Cheyenne. But there is no way that one guy can do it alone. It's going to take the help of every warrior patriot out there to truly return Wyoming to the people. That's to return taxes to the taxpayers, education to the parents, elections to the voters, agriculture to our growers, and our biggest moneymaker, energy to Wyoming. Our energy policy is upside down right now. All this woke stuff that's been going on, folks, the slip's going to look completely different. We're not going to do this wind stuff. We're just not going to do that. But the thing is with that is we're going to bring the people in from the get-go. Okay, because right now what's going on all over the state, whether it's the Sweetwater BLM RMP, the Sage Grouse, all these wind energy projects, all these things that are going around, that when the people are finally brought into the equation, they're realizing that the decision's already made. Okay, and that ends with me. Folks, what's been going on around this state in this campaign is so unbelievably remarkable. Not a soul is getting paid for it. And in each county, it's just exploding. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. You know, we got billboards going up on the highways, and I have no idea who's paying for them. I mean, this is just an amazing thing. But it's never been about me. Okay, it's always been about the folks. It's always been about the primacy of Wyoming, the greatness of this state, the greatness of America. And folks, we got to remember that because we can save it. Okay, but we've got to do it from the ground all the way to the top. We got to do it. And if you're not happy with what's going on here at the local level, at the county level, or at the state level, fire them. You got to fire them. Okay, we got to make sure we get those right people in there that are going to do what's in your best interest, because it is about putting the people first again. Okay, we got to do it. And folks, I tell you what, my whole adult life was about leadership. I know how to lead. I've been doing that my whole life, putting teams together, doing these massive projects, whatever they are, leading guys in and out of combat. Okay, thankfully with no fatalities. And it's about leadership. It's about knowing what needs to happen. It's about having the will to do it. Okay, regardless of the massive bureaucracy that we got both at the federal and the state level. Okay, and it's being honest with the people. It's being transparent. I want everything audited. I've said that for the last 4 years. I want it all audited because everybody here deserves to know the final resting place of every tax dollar out there. And I want to make sure it's being spent statutorily according to its intended purpose. So it's going to take all of us to do it. All of us. So you guys, thank you so much for this opportunity. Roxy, thank you. And you guys, together we will put this state right back on top. Okay, everything good. We're per capita or not. So let's do it. Make Wyoming #1, folks.
Thank you, Brent.